Hey buddy, I think it's time for a change. A real change this time. 252 came to you easily. Didn't seem like a big challenge. The 225 is not gonna be easy. You're gonna have to work hard for this one. It's time to get to work. And for real this time.
So I'm probably one of the few people that, like, I've never done anything else than a marathon. I've done a 10Ks, but never a half marathon. So today is the first time ever running a half marathon. And it feels like a very, very different competition.
Ready?
I'm ready. Well, have a good day.
You too. Have a good race. Good luck.
Thank you.
Run super fast.
I'll run super fast. Hopefully I got everything. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Coaching myself to a 225 marathon is not an easy task. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna take so much to be able to get there. And don't think I'm not aware of that. I know that that is a very fast marathon. It's not like it is even for everyone. I don't know, and I'm sure a lot of doubters, haters will say that I'm not even capable of doing a 225 marathon. But if I don't try, how will I ever know?
Where are we heading to?
We're heading to Trondheim, which is a city. I think actually it's the oldest city in Norway. It's an hour south of Oslo, and I guess like maybe it's not in Trondheim, but for most of us we would say that this is Trondheim. Half marathon, my first ever. It's a pretty flat and fast course. We're running like not point to point, but like 5 kilometers one direction, then we turn around, and then 5 kilometers back, turn around, up again, turn around, and then back, and then there's a little extra loop, and then we're finishing it off. So that will be fun. 300 people running, as far as I know. Weather is great. It's a holiday in Norway. People are ready to suffer. But 225 is not something that will just happen overnight, right? It's gonna be a big long-term project, something that I have to work on for a very long time. And with that, it's so important to have these small steps, smaller goals, and not just this big end goal. And so for me right now, my first goal on the road to a 225 marathon is a 245 marathon in Trondheim, where I grew up. On September 6th, 2025, I'm doing a marathon in Trondheim, and I think I'll do a 245 marathon. After Boston Marathon, it seems like my body just accepted all the training, all the running, and I was able to put in more work. I did my first ever half marathon. I did feel a little stupid because I had my friend Espen with me. He was filming all of this, and coming there with what looks like almost a camera crew, and then at the same time coming with full bandit gear and wearing the Oakley eye jacket, kind of like it makes me look more pro than I am. And I could really feel that I almost put some pressure on myself just by wearing what I was wearing and
Yeah, I'm sure people were like, "Who's this guy?" And there was no reason for any of them to fear me because I did not run very fast. I think it was like a 122 something. Had to stop a couple of times, was almost throwing up. Just a really, really bad experience.
I think that it's partly tactical, that I could have done a better job, like just kind of executing the race. But then I also think that having upped my mileage as much as I have the last 2-3 weeks is also not necessarily the recipe for good legs. So it's, and this is just a part of the training for the Trondheim Marathon. So it's not, doesn't really matter. But I mean, first time I ran it, so it's a PB. PB is always good.
In some ways, I'm also grateful for that because now I've had 2 years of running, and although I've been a little bit injured here and there, it's still been such a easy journey in some ways. I haven't had bad races like that. It's been mostly good experiences whenever I've competed, and I think it's nice to sometimes just get that reality check, and I won't have progress with everything that I do. And just to put that into context, when I'm saying that I did a 122 half, I think I did pass the half marathon, my first marathon, in 124. So obviously the capacity to run faster is there, but I also think that it was a bit of a reality check in terms of the faster pace, that I'm good at marathon pace and I can do that, but as soon as I go faster, then I can't keep that up for that long. Like it's such a different game, and that's something that I have to consider going forward with the marathon training. If I want to improve, do I have to put in more speed work just to have a higher pace in me, not necessarily for the marathon itself, but just to be able to get to those faster paces. But yeah, competing at home in Norway half marathon, it was a fun experience, although it was not the best race. Should have cleaned my desk, but that would not have been very... It wouldn't have looked like my life if it was all clean here. It's clean here maybe once a month or once a week. Once every 2 weeks. I clean it and it's looking super nice, and then it's back to being shit again. So today's plan is, training wise, I'm going out for a very easy run, which is nice because then we're able to combine that with filming some stuff. Espen is gonna help me out, and we're gonna get some shots, some just nice looking shots for Instagram, some stuff for the YouTube channel, and yeah, so we're first going around in this area. There's a really nice area with some forest and woods that are just nearby. Go to places where I usually will work out and get some general shots, but also, I don't know, take you through what my training kind of looks like, I guess. I've been up at like 60, 70 miles a week, in kilometers, like 100 to 115. I mean, what's pretty cool and fun about this is that it felt like such a high mileage beforehand, and then as soon as I got there, it felt so not easy, but like it was something that I was able, like manageable. I was able to do it, and I was having such a good time out there. And I think that in combination with my body being more ready for these miles or kilometers and the technical part of running, I think like that together kind of made it easier for me to be at that mileage and my body to react well to it. And then there are a few things that I'm still curious about, things that I'm trying to figure out, and especially having the marathon podcast where I have a lot of guests on and hearing how people are solving the long run. It's still a mystery to me how I should solve that. And my core belief, like what I've always believed in, is to have a low intensity long run or long workout or long bike ride, whatever, just because that is so good. You don't really, or you're building much more capacity than you think. And for me, I need to figure that out. Now I've been running more. I've been trying to keep the mileage up, and I've had less intervals but more steady long runs. And honestly, right now it feels like I'm at the point where my body's kind of just rejecting the training a little bit, which is not great. Like 5 to 6 weeks out from the marathon. But it's also hard because it's so hot outside. It's hot in here. I'm like sweating. But with all of that, I think that it's hard to know exactly if it is my training, is something external that is affecting my runs. But I do feel like with the podcast, I'm learning so much, and that is great. But I also have to stay true to what I believe in and what has worked for my body previously. So I hope that by saying it here, I've been saying it on the podcast, but by saying it here too, that I'm kind of putting even more pressure on myself to be good at this going forward. So obviously, other than running, I'm a filmmaker and photographer, and so is Espen, who's obviously filming us for this. Very thankful for his help. Today's setup is Espen is now using the Sony FX6. This is the Sony FX3, and then we have the Sony ZV-E1. And then I also usually use my Leica cameras for some of the still photography that we're doing. And so I don't know if you as a runner, if you're very interested in the camera stuff, but that is at least what we're using today. And I think we might have found the perfect kind of setup, especially for follow or the tracking shots today. We're using the gimbal to make it look or make it stable. And then we're using the 20mm. And the benefit of using a 20mm on all of the running content is that you're getting shots that you can easily crop in for Instagram. You could also use them as wide shots. And when you're cropping in for the vertical shots on Instagram, you're still not taking too much away because you're already so wide. So that is a tip from me as a filmmaker. If you're doing stuff like that, use a wide lens. Another benefit, especially if you're not having a gimbal, is that the wider the lens, the more stable your shots will be. This is obviously not a film channel, but if you are into running and you want to get into more of the creation part of it, the FX3 is probably the camera that I would recommend as the one camera if you were to get one. I rarely use a gimbal. And obviously, if you want to use a gimbal, you need to have someone who is filming you, and it's a bit harder to maybe use, but it's still, if you know how to use it, you'll get super nice shots, and they'll look very different than the shots that you get handheld. Handheld will make it more real. So like these shots that Espen made from yesterday's race, a lot of them are handheld, and you get more of this busy feeling, which is honestly really cool because you get that race feeling, that feeling of things being a bit chaotic, and you use that more as of an effect for the film itself. If you've seen a lot of shots on Instagram, and I'm sure when I'm editing this, we already have these shots of me, so you can see this. Like you can see how smooth it is, how like nice it is to actually just look at it. It's something that is just satisfying about looking at it. And I told Espen today that a lot of people that I follow on Instagram, I started following them just based on their one-shot shots or videos on Instagram where you see them, and there's no way you could get shots like that without a gimbal. Or obviously if you are in a car and you were sitting there and using a camera with a lot of internal stabilization. Few laps, and then I'll do some strides. This is definitely back to speed skating, 400-meter track. I've had several people reaching out to me lately asking me if I wanted them to coach me and get some external help on the way. And that's not really an option for me. And I don't doubt that I would be faster, I would run faster on the marathon if I was coached by someone who knew what they were doing and someone who could push me when I needed to be pushed and slow me down when I needed to be slowed down. But that's just not for me. I've realized over the years that I like doing things my way, and I'm not saying that is a good thing, but that's just how I am. And I do believe that with the marathon distance that I'm able to find my own way and that I will be able to just figure out this myself. "15 strides." Back when we were skating, and usually our legs would be kind of packed from all the training and the heavy load, we would usually, or I would at least, do these like 15 times 35 meters of these accelerations just to loosen up stuff and kind of just making the recovery better. So this video is very different than all the other videos that I've made, and I guess it's okay that it's not super cinematic all the time. I hope that this conversation format can be something that you appreciate and that we can connect over that and that we can just get to know each other. And I would love for you to comment down below how your journey is going. What is it like for you where you are? How is it running in the heat? It's been so hot here. It's been terrible. I have no idea where I am at because of that. How has that been for you? What is your next goal? I would love to connect, and I mean this because I'm obsessed with running right now, and if we can have some conversations down below or on Instagram, I would really appreciate that. This is what I've come to love about the running community. We're all runners. This is the one thing that we have in common, and it will just leave a great conversation, I guess. And I'm always up for new running friends, whether you are based in the US or Norway or wherever you are. So thank you for watching, I guess, and thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
and head over to the Marathon Podcast. I am so proud of that pod. It's been so much fun, and I guess that's the closest thing that I get to a little baby these days. Thanks for watching, and until next time.